Because what remains to be done is for us to figure out what the molecular neurology of the meme is. Okay, these memes float around. How are they stored in our brains? How are they accessed? How are they represented? How are they deleted? How are we vaccinated against them? We have only really the faintest understanding of this stuff. We're starting to get better at it with things like Neuralink, with some of the work by guys like Nicolelis going back 20 years on brain-machine interface. Some of the work on the so-called, I think, the Jennifer Aniston neuron, where specific memories or associations of things appear to be stored in like prickly neurons. Like the Jennifer Aniston neuron famously would light up not just when you heard about Jennifer Aniston, but when you heard about Friends, because she was on that show, right? And we're also seeing things in artificial neural networks that seem to have similar characteristics, which seem to recognize like the concept of an 8, like not just the number 8, but it's spelled out 8. It's like 8 dots and so on and so forth. We're starting to see these kinds of things. Artificial neural networks, it's like you've got a brain of that you can kind of poke and trigger and see this stuff, right? Once we understand better the molecular neurology of the meme, how memes are stored and represented, once we understand better how to audit social networks and decentralized media, I think we will understand better how to both promote and vaccinate against, bad memes like wokeism, like communism. We'll actually understand how to deal with media corporations that are spiking the equivalent of sugar into every story, putting, the patriarchy or whatever into every headline in order to sell copies. One way of doing that, for example, is to have Chrome plugins that are decentralized where you can view all the code, but that auto-read an article for you and that highlight in red all the trigger words that are meant to get you angry. And that like auto-substitute it, right? It's literally, remember my thing about the food taster and the dipstick at Starbucks? Yeah. It's like that for the untrusted environment of media, where you're like, oh, this guy actually spiked it with 15 rage words that I might not have been aware of unless I'd seen these nutrition facts on the side, which this app gives us.